How many of you have a concealed weapons permit? Raise your hand if you got it in the past 5 years. I bet there's a good chance that most of us got it for the same reason. We have fear of the unknown. What we do know is that anything could happen at any place at any given time. The answer to this is not gun control. If you take guns out of the hands of law abiding citizens who want to protect not only themselves but their families, and from the criminals and felons who have guns illegally, it's only going to make deaths rise even higher. Shootings are happening more and more often. It's becoming horrifying and scary that it's quite normal to see this on TV, on our news every day. Something's happening, a shooting is somewhere. If guns were the problem, then you take states that have the low legal gun ownership with the highest crime gun related murders, according to Romney. But then you take states like Wyoming, who's number 5 for it being the easiest to purchase guns there, according to Haskins. And it also falls in the top 10 for the safest in the United States, according to Trimble, meaning that it's the easiest to purchase, one of the top 5 states, the easiest to purchase guns from, yet it is one of the safest states to live at. So if guns were the problem, this doesn't add up. Chicago is one of the toughest states to purchase guns at. You have to go through more steps than most states, but yet it has one of the highest crime rates. If you take out certain states like Chicago, and to name a few others, it tremendously drops the rates of the United States death tolls. There are certain cities that have strict gun laws, and they also have the highest crime rate. What can we do about this? More security. When you go to law buildings, courthouses, they have security, they have metal detectors. Why aren't we placing these at our schools and more business places, in front of malls, anywhere that we can, but especially schools? They have our children. If they're anywhere else, that's definitely one place that they should be. Make it at the entrance of every school, and that's the only way in. You have to go through there. So that alone, that one step, could make it that much more difficult for a shooter to ever get inside. Maybe they would only get to just the door, resulting in less deaths as opposed to them getting inside. Why not take a retired veteran or officer and have a security on campus at more places, especially schools? That is one of the highest places right now that we're seeing shootings happen. Why not put more security there? So that's just one more step that they have to go through in order to successfully carry out a shooting. The Centennial states a lot about Nicholas Cruz. He was the one who on Valentine's Day, there were 17 deaths, but background information on him. By the time that he was 3, he was diagnosed with developmental delays. By the time he was 6, he had already experienced trauma as he had witnessed his dad die of a heart attack right in front of him in the same room as him. By the time he was 16, he was preoccupied in guns, war, and death. He was also bullied in school. This was all documented. The Department of Children and Families had been, with his case. They knew that he had ADHD, autism, depression, yet he still lived a lonely life. His parents both had passed away, and no one was doing anything. This goes to show you that it's a heart problem, not a gun problem. In Las Vegas, we lost 57 people. At the Pulse nightclub, there was 49 people, according to CNN. These are type of places that we could put in some type of security. In the Las Vegas shooting, he was in a hotel. If we had security in big places and big hotels that are popular like Vegas, that are constantly having people and people all times of the hour, it's where it's never dark, why not put higher security so that he wasn't able to bring so many guns inside without anyone knowing? In Philadelphia, there was a man at a barber shop who opened fire, and a citizen that was carrying his concealed weapons gun shot him. Now, it was an argument, so we don't know if he would have continued to strike other people. But what we do know is he was taken out by someone, a law abiding citizen that was able to protect not only himself, but other people. Wouldn't we rather this be an option than citizens not be armed and criminals have the opportunity to know that and to know that no one's going to be firing back other than law enforcement? And what are we going to do if they're not around? What can you do about this? Spread the word, educate yourself. Know that the reason behind this is not the trigger, it's not the gun, it's the person. And that we're not going to be able to stop this by one, sitting back and doing nothing, or two, taking guns away from law abiding citizens. Educate yourself. Or you can donate to the organization on the GoFundMe account that helps raise money for security system in schools and other public buildings to keep all of us safer. Spreading the word and being more aware of the real problem can put an end to all the violence, at least help decrease it.